leading role in the global arena, and therefore the entire value addition, more so even in the Indian economy, would be done through science, technology, innovation. And that's going to be the hallmark, also going to be the advantage. And also from our exclusive resources which have remained unexplored so far, like for example the ocean resources. Prime Minister has been talking about deep ocean mission. Our Himalayan resources, you saw the Roma mission stalls over here. So it is only in this tenure of the present Prime Minister that all these areas have received attention that they did not receive in the last several decades. And this is what is going to add value to India's growth story. And therefore, as Prime Minister rightly said, is going to be entirely technology-driven growth for the next 25 years. Space, as the Prime Minister mentioned, is now also becoming an important source of supplementation of Indian economy. We are now, as the PM also said in his address, we are now launching small weight satellites even from country like USA, which started their space journey long before us. So all these areas which were unexplored earlier, and primarily most of them were science-related areas, innovation-related areas, startups, which has gained currency only now. In the last 9 years, we have added almost 80,000 startups, starting with 350. Agri-tech startup is something which was hardly spoken about. All this aroma mission, these lavender entrepreneurship which you saw just now in these stalls. Those who have got into this are making a fortune out of this.
So nuclear power, what role will it play in the next 25 years, particularly in the context of the net zero 2070 target set by the Prime Minister?
No, that of course, the target stands. That will be contributed by all sources of clean energy. Of course, the nuclear energy being there, plus also hydrogen sources, and we are going to have a huge potential of green hydrogen. But per se, if you talk of nuclear energy, I think in a single sentence it gives me a great satisfaction to say that we have vindicated the stand which India took when the atomic energy program was set up. A lot of questions raised because Hiroshima and Nagasaki had just happened. And Homi Baba said our program will be dedicated to peaceful purposes. And nobody trusted him because, atomic word was synonymous with destruction, with harm to humanity, etc. Today, our atomic program is actually actively participating in agriculture sector, in increasing shelf life, in modifying agri products, also in making lightweight jerseys for the corps soldiers. In so many diverse areas, the nuclear energy has actually become a participant in our sectoral activities. It's no longer, being utilized for anything which would harm the society.
So, women empowerment is a key theme this year. So, any initiatives that you're planning for different departments
For
women empowerment?
See, actually, to tell you honestly, India is that way is doing fairly better, rather better than many other countries as far as women scientists are concerned. If you take the percentage of women scientists in India, those who have actually made it to a certain level, it's higher than many other countries. The global average is, they were saying, just about 30%. Our average is 28%. So we are almost a global, maybe one or two countries higher to us. But, and having said that, it's not empowerment. Now the women are actually empowering. They have graduated to a lead role. See, the woman sitting next to you is the living evidence of that. She is leading the men folk and a huge empire of 37 institutes spread across the country. Same way also in Gaganyaan, so many other areas. So it's now from participatory role they have taken a leading role, and their participation is increasingly growing with each day. And also because the startup movement which has caught up after Prime Minister gave it a push has also a huge potential for women as well. It's almost gender neutral. Now in drones, after the liberalization of all the embargoes which existed earlier, we have equal number of women startups in drones. So I think the opportunities now have been placed in such a manner that they are equally enabling for women, which was not there in the past. And all this mostly has happened in the last 8-9 years.
Sir, the Prime Minister talked about waste to wealth, and at the same time, he also talked about hydrogen mobility. Where are we in terms of actually getting hydrogen on the road?
As far as the hydrogen progress in the hydrogen initiative is concerned, the fuel is concerned, I think later on you can have a word with the DG CSIR, our laboratory in Pune. The National Chemical Laboratory has already come out with a green hydrogen bus. So it's not on the road because the traffic authorities are yet to formulate rules for running public transport based on hydrogen. So we are already way ahead, and it's all indigenous. It's not that assembled one which some of the private sector is doing. It's all totally developed indigenously. And the other thing,
The waste to wealth.
yeah, waste to wealth. Again, this is a new area which is now, been brought in. Whether it's plastic, whether it's fuel, whether it's garbage, whether it's agricultural product, and many of our institutes are doing dedicated work. Like for example, the Dehradun Institute under CSIR is using cooked oil for reuse as a fuel. And this is not only creating wealth from waste, it is also giving wealth to those who create waste. What I mean is that they are purchasing cooked oil from the kitchen, from the housewives, from the municipal authorities, their kitchens, and they are paying, I believe, 20 rupees per kilogram for the used cooked oil. So the waste going into wealth and waste also getting sold through wealth. So it's going to be and I think as the awareness increases, our young startups are actually in a big way into this. A lot of startup activity in this waste to wealth area.
मंत्री जी, सर मिनिस्टर का एक रोल होता है कहीं ना कहीं से पैसे लाना डिपार्टमेंट के लिए, और बहुत दिनों से बात हो रही है कि 2% GDP आनी चाहिए साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए। आप तो विज्ञान के क्षेत्र से हो, सर पैसे क्यों नहीं आ रहे? पैसे लाओ ना सर।
ऐसा है मैं आपको बताऊंगा। एक तो बजट बड़ा है पहले से, इसमें कोई शक नहीं, इफ यू कंपेयर द अर्लियर। सेकेंडली, जैसे आपने कहा पैसे आने चाहिए, कहाँ से आए वो बात की बात है। तो इसलिए हमने पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टिसिपेशन को बहुत ज़्यादा इनकरेज किया है, वो भी 8-9 सालों में। वुड यू हैव इमेजिन 10 years बैक कि स्पेस में प्राइवेट स्टार्टअप्स काम करेंगे? आज वो कर रहे हैं, आज वो रॉकेट लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, तो ऑर्बिटल रॉकेट की भी तैयारी कर रहे हैं, सैटेलाइट भी लॉन्च कर दिए। सो इन एवरी सेक्टर PPP मोड इज़ बीइंग प्रोमोटेड। सेकेंडली, लिंकेज विद इंडस्ट्री, ये भी ज़रूरी है जनरेशन करने के लिए, जो हमारी इकोनॉमिक फाइनेंशियल सप्लीमेंटेशन होगी। क्योंकि पहले दी लिंकेज ऑफ रिसर्च विद इंडस्ट्री इतना नहीं था। जैसे PM ने आज कहा अपने एड्रेस में, लैब टू लैंड, देन ही सेड ग्लोब टू ग्रास रूट। वो इसलिए हमारे यहाँ इंडस्ट्री का लिंकेज कम रहता था। रादर आई वुड गो वन स्टेप फर्दर एंड वी आर ट्राइंग टू सजेस्ट ऑल्सो कि इंडस्ट्री मैपिंग की जाए, इंडस्ट्री को स्टेक होल्डर शुरू से बनाया जाए, वही बताएं किस तरह के स्टार्टअप उनको चाहिए। वी विल गिव देम टेक्निकल नो हाउ, लेट देम बिकम पार्टनर। इवन इन एटॉमिक एनर्जी, एज यू सेड, वी हैव फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम ड्यूरिंग दिस regime, it has been opened for joint ventures with PSUs.
Yes.
So that will generate financial funds for them and they can extend their इंस्टॉलेशंस। पहले तो सारी साउथ में थी, अब हमारी हरियाणा में तैयार होने वाली है अगले साल। तो ये जो PPP मॉडल खोला है, देखिए कोई भी देश सरकारी खाते से पूरी फाइनेंसिंग नहीं करता, विश्व का कोई भी, और कोई भी देश हर नौजवान को सरकारी नौकरी वेतन वाली भी नहीं देता। लेकिन हाँ, एक जिम्मेवार सरकार उसके साधन पैदा करती है। दिस इज प्रिसाइसली व्हाट इज, इट्स अ वेरी foresight and vision of the Prime Minister which has gone into this.
So the
And startup also is going to is to be linked with livelihood, with industry, so that it becomes a source of lucrative earning.
तो कितना आया सर इंडस्ट्री से, कोई एस्टिमेट है?
वो तो आपको अभी बताएंगे करके, ऐसे तो नहीं होगा।
ये तो इंडस्ट्री वाले इनका लिंकेज क्या है CSIR का इंडस्ट्री?
CSIR का पहले आई मिसिंग था, अब आई को हमने धक्का दे दिया, अब शुरू हो गया। CSIR में भी शुरू हुआ, आपके DST में भी हुआ, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में भी हुआ, क्योंकि पहले तो था ही नहीं। उसमें आपकी मदद ये चाहिए पल्लव जी कि आप में रीच आउट मदद करते मीडिया. व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग इज आई वुड कन्फेस जो हमारी थोड़ी सी हमें लिमिटेशन है कि वी आर अवेलेबल विद ऑल द टेक्नोलॉजी सपोर्ट ऑल्सो फंड्स, बट those who come to us they get the benefit. There may be many others more deserving also with a higher potential who don't know our address or way to reach, so that you can in fact इसीलिए हम जगह जगह एक्सपो लगा रहे हैं. अहमदाबाद में लगाया, श्रीनगर में लगाया, अभी एक कल ही रिक्वेस्ट के नॉर्थ ईस्ट में वी शुड हैव वन एक्सपो. आई थिंक दैट्स अ गुड सजेशन, वी शुड डू दैट सो दैट और इन लोगों की सक्सेस स्टोरीज आए जो स्टार्टअप्स हैं. एंड इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी कि वो साइंस के ही ग्रेजुएट हों. अब ये जो एग्रीटेक स्टार्टअप है रोवा मिशन में, आई डोंट नो वेदर दे आर इवन ग्रेजुएट्स, बट व्हेन दे टेल दी स्टोरीज हाईली मोटिव, उनको देख करके यू विल बी अमेज्ड. 3-4 लड़के कॉर्पोरेट जॉब छोड़ कर आ गए. 2 तो बेंगलोर से आए, मैं उनसे मेरा पूछने किया व्हाट इज़ देयर एक्सपीरियंस. दे लेफ्ट देयर कॉर्पोरेट जॉब, दे सेड दिस इज मच मोर ल्यूक्रेटिव एंड इंडिपेंडेंट, सो आई शुड वी स्टे देयर. और डेयरी सेक्टर अगेन अनएक्सप्लोर्ड. आपका कन्फाइन था अमूल तक गुजरात में, बट यू हैव अ ह्यूज डेयरी पोटेंशियल ऑल ओवर द कंट्री.
सर एक ये है कि सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज़ तो आपका टेक्नोलॉजी में रिसर्च यूज़ करते हैं, तो स्टेट फंडेड यूनिवर्सिटीज़ जो है वो उतना यूज़ नहीं कर पाते उसको.
वो नहीं कर पाते, उसके लिए भी काफ़ी समय से विचार चल रहा है कि कैसे किया जाए, क्योंकि बहुत सारी रिसर्च हो रही है डिपार्टमेंट्स में और फंड्स जा रहे हैं यूनिवर्सिटी को. हमने एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री के साथ भी इशू टेकअप किया. कभी कभी वो नेशनल रिसर्च इंफॉर्मेशन की भी बात आई थी, फिर उसमें कुछ एक बात आए हैं, बट वी आर कॉन्शियस ऑफ दिस एस्पेक्ट जो आप कह रहे हैं. Proportional funding. You want to add to that?
No, actually, currently, to inculcate research culture, while you say that state institutes are not contributing, but they contribute in the form of human resource. So, postgraduate and graduates come from state universities. So now we are exclusive calls we are giving for state university research ecosystem. So the trained manpower will come to our institutes and then research happens better. So many calls are out now currently.
सर आपने ब्रेकिंग द साइलोज का और आपने कोशिश किया
आज भी कहा.
हाँ आपने, लेकिन उसमें सर अब आपने डीबीटी में तो इंस्टीट्यूशंस को मर्ज करने की काम किए, बट डू वी सी अ मर्जिंग ऑफ ऑल साइंस मिनिस्ट्रीज इनटू वन साइंस
एक्चुअली आप इट्स अ गुड स्टोरी फॉर यू. वी कंडक्ट वंस इन अ मंथ जॉइंट मीटिंग ऑफ ऑल दी 7 डिपार्टमेंट्स. इसमें DST, CSIR, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, IMD, स्पेस, एटॉमिक एनर्जी, अर्थ साइंसेस, ऑल 7 सिट टुगेदर अंडर सेम रूफ. सो बिकॉज अदरवाइज तो एक दूसरे को परिचय भी नहीं था. नाउ वी आर एक्चुअली इंटेग्रेटिंग द प्रोजेक्ट्स so that we supplement our resources with better outcomes. पहले क्या हुआ कोविड में, तो it was not a very flattering experience. Every department was having a project of COVID. तो क्या निकला कोई पता नहीं.
सर देश बच गया वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा.
नहीं,
आप ऐसे मत बोलो सर.
नहीं होता है. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग.
देश तो पिट जाता.
नहीं वो तो that goes to Prime Minister. The biotechnology department came out with the first ever DNA vaccine, all because of the promotion given by the government led by PM Modi. We have also come out with the first intranasal vaccine provided to others also. What I am saying is output would have been much better than having multiple projects. That is applies to every sub area, not only COVID.
But do we see one mega science ministry coming up, merging all ministries together?
That is beyond my mandate.
You are the Prime Minister's office minister, sir.
Sir, I have one important question about.
Integrating at our level informally.
सर एक इम्पॉर्टेंट सवाल ये है जो 1 जनवरी को हुआ है, डोगराज कह रहे हैं जो हुआ है हमें कोई देखने वाला नहीं है, हमें यहाँ सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, हम यहाँ रहेंगे नहीं.
गृह मंत्रालय इसका संज्ञान लिए हुए है. जो उनसे जो भी उनकी इस विषय को लेकर के जो उनकी रणनीति होगी वो स्वयं सही समय पर आपके साथ साझा करेंगे.
सर ये अरोमा मिशन जो हिमालयन पूरे बेल्ट में बात हो रही है कि उसको पूरी हिमालयन बेल्ट में
हाँ
चलाए.
उसमें आप थोड़ी सी हमारी मदद करें. आई हैड अ वर्ड विद CM उत्तराखंड, CM हिमाचल वाले पहले CM से हुआ था. नाउ देयर इज अ न्यू CM, वी टॉक टू हिम आल्सो. एंड अरुणाचल एंड जम्मू कश्मीर में तो चल रहा है. 3-4 स्टेट जो हमारी हिमालयन स्टेट, जैसे मैंने कहा हिमालयन स्टेट का एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया पूरा. उसमें एरोमा है, हर्बल है, एरोमेटिक है, लेवेंडर, एंड विल बी ह्यूज सोर्स ऑफ लाइवलीहुड ऑल्सो. क्योंकि ये स्टेट्स हैं जैसे हिमाचल डिपेंडिंग प्राइमरीली ऑन गवर्नमेंट जॉब और टूरिज्म, तीसरा देख ही नहीं रहे। हालांकि इतना ह्यूज, और अब तो एग्रीटेक स्टार्टअप एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में इट्स बिकम सो इजी। ड्रोन जाता है, इरिगेशन भी कराता है, पेस्टिसाइड भी, न्यूट्रीसाइड भी, then you have soil health card, everything is available. Government support both technical and financial is there. So agriculture is not that tough task as it was in the past.
Sikkim and Assam as well.
Yes, the northeast has a huge.
Hosting G20, so how are science ministries preparing for it and what are the rules to it?
No, formally we have been given certain meetings which is known as S20. You can elaborate on that. The S20 meetings under G20.
And currently, like G20 comes under multiple 20, so S20 is part of our ministry currently, and we have 11 events to happen, out of which 5 are done by SERB and remaining are done by, because it is societal activity, the civic societies will do this activity. So these events are also gone up to very northeast part and remote part like Daman Dayu, then we have gone to Pondicherry. So these are again talking on futuristic science, how sustainable science happens, how to achieve net zero, health for all, I think, which has been the theme of G20. So DST is taking care and important role in that.
So can we expect a science minister meeting at the G20 led by you?
No, I think that is.
If it happens, it is there. It is there as part of the agenda. It is the last meeting actually. The closing meeting will be the Ministry of Science.
Going to
all states, all countries.
Countries.
S20 countries ministers meet will happen the last meeting.
States we did. That was also after a long time.
States is half number of cases.
G20 plus 9 that invited countries as well.
No, plus we also have multilateral relations like ASEAN,
Organization.
BRICS. So those heads also will come.
SCO, BRICS.
The last meeting in Bombay.
Going to 6 July. Going to 6 July next year.